This is Chance from GRAPPAHOLICS, and I've been working on my 1968 F100 for a little while, and wanted to make a little video series about it. It's a pretty cool old truck. It's 50 years old, and it's all original. Runs, drives, and stops barely. So wanted to do like multi-video series on everything I do to make it mechanically sound and also a little bit more comfortable and better looking. So just to get you guys caught up, that was the clip of when I first got it, untouched. I think maybe by then I had done the radiator. When I first got it, it leaked pretty badly. Aside from that, that's what it looked like when I bought it, and it was just too cheap to pass up. Didn't take me long from driving it to work, trying to get the kinks out of it, that I found it had some serious issues and it quit running for a little while. Bought a house, carried it over here, and picking up where I left off, and going to show everything from here on out as I do it for the videos. So let me know if you guys have any questions or recommendations, and thanks for checking it out. After testing the coil and distributor with a spark plug like that, I could tell that the coil was working and the distributor was spinning like it should. I just wasn't getting any spark out of the distributor cap. So after looking into it, I found out that the points and condenser style ignition that this truck had on it is prone to failing, and this looked pretty new to me. It looked like someone had done the distributor cap and replaced the points and condenser fairly recently, but after hearing they just don't last that long and aren't very reliable, I decided to go ahead and do an electronic ignition, and here's the little Pertronics kit I bought for that. It's pretty simple. Just got rid of this old points system that opens and closes as the distributor spins manually, and now underneath the rotor cap is a magnet and a little computer that every time it spins, it sparks at a set time, and it goes to each spark plug wire through the cap, and after doing that, it started right up. In the meantime, with figuring out some of the ignition problems and some of the more serious problems it had, I bought a house and moved locations, so I had to haul the thing over here because I already had kind of got it to the point where it wasn't running from trying to diagnose it, and moved over here and got it set up in its new spot, and got to dig into it more, and there's a lot of things just to make it more comfortable that I wanted to do, that I went ahead and checked off my list and took advantage of some stuff that was on sale. Got some things for the interior, and one thing I did right after the radiator was I dropped the front about 4 inches, and the way I did that was with this just a smaller coil spring kit, and as you can see, it brought it down quite a bit. I still haven't done the back yet, but I have the drop shackles for it sitting in the house waiting for me to get to that point. So a closer look at the new coils in there. It definitely doesn't ride as good like this. This is a cheap way to do this, but I wanted that look, that really low rusty rat rod look. So I've got it pretty much where it's got no up travel, but it still rides like an old truck anyway. It didn't ride that great to begin with, and now it's a little worse, but it just looks so much better to me. The next thing I did was take a pressure washer to this old paint. It's peeling off in a lot of places, and as you can see from the first clip of when I first got it, it was mostly black. It's actually a green color, but over the years it kind of looks black. You can see on the interior that it still looks green on the door panels in the right light. But I really liked this lighter tan color that was coming through. Again, on the inside you can see underneath where the dash was, it has that color compared to the green. So I blew off some of the paint that was already coming off. Plan on doing it some more. Trying to get it as uniform as I can without knocking off the rust and patina look, because I don't plan on repainting it. There's just too much rust. I just want it to look cool, sound good, and be reliable. So here's a look at the new radiator that I installed right away on this. The old one had deep cuts from where the fan had come in contact with it, and this one got off of like Rock Auto, I think. It's a pretty cheap, basic one, but does the job. And I also wanted to show you the starter relay and solenoid that I installed, just to kind of freshen it up a little bit. One thing that I thought was funny and pretty annoying about this truck is the negative terminal connector is silver on here and the positive is black. Now that's just somebody that had it along the way, just put on what they had. But it's very confusing. You try to jump this thing, and I fried the battery trying to do it in the dark, and there's no light obviously when you pop the hood on this thing. So it went black to black like you should, red to positive, but it was swapped. So fried a battery, and I actually threw this battery from my F250 in it, which has a lot more cold cranking amps, and this thing starts a lot quicker now. So just minor little electrical things. I had some problems with the wires being corroded going into these connectors, and I ended up just trimming them. They were pretty fresh underneath there, and just little things here and there to clean up something that's been sitting for a long time. Now that y'all have seen what it took to get this thing running again, I plan on making my next video about the interior. So here's just a sneak peek of what it looks like, and I'll get started on tearing it apart, and I'll show you what I have planned for it in the next video.